Welcome to howtocookthat.net. For a printable copy of the recipes, simply go to www.howtocookthat.net. Today we're going to make a Lego logo out of fondant to go on top of a Lego cake. If you're not sure how to mix your colours out of fondant, then go to howtocookthat.net. The link is just below this video. Put a piece of baking paper over your logo that is printed out in the size that you want it to be on your cake. Grab your red fondant, make sure it's nice and smooth, and then we want to roll it out to make the square. Try not to use any icing sugar if you can, because it's going to affect your colours because you're using bright colours or black on this logo. Cut a nice straight line on one edge, line that up with your square, just a little bit off so you can see where it needs to go. I like to turn the paper to make it easier to cut. Then repeat on the other sides. Once you've finished, take a palette knife or a long straight knife and just give each edge a little tap just to make sure it's nice and straight and smooth. Once you've finished that, we're going to make the black border. So take some black fondant and roll it out into a smooth, long snake shape. It'll take some practice to be able to make a long, smooth snake, but it needs to be an even thickness the whole way along, because otherwise your border will be uneven. If it doesn't work first time, just screw it up and roll it out again. Starting at one corner, press it along the edges of the red, giving a pinch at each corner to make the corner shape. Then again, take your palette knife, tap each side to make it smooth and straight. Next, we're going to make the actual lettering. For that, you're going to need some white fondant, again rolled out into an even, long snake shape, and then take one end, round it off, and start forming each letter, starting with the L, which is the easiest one, so that's a good place to start, and then moving on to the E. Do it just as you did with the L, but when you get to the centre bit of the E, just take a piece the right length and squash one end of it and tuck it underneath the other piece of the E, just like that. And then repeat what you've already done to make your G, and then also make your O, again with the O squashing one end to make the join together. Then you need to roll out some black fondant, pick up each letter and place it onto the black fondant, referring back and looking at your logo each time to see what angle they're on and how close they need to be together. Just adjust the positioning with a knife. Careful not to get any black from the fondant onto the white letters. Then using a knife, just go ahead and cut around each of the letters so you've just left with a fine black border around the whole thing. Then take some yellow fondant, roll it out much thinner than you have previously for the other colours. Roll a really thin, long piece, and then what you're going to do is simply place that around the black. Just start at one point, any point. Use a knife to push it into the little gaps that you need to get it into, and wrap it all the way around, right until you get back to the beginning. Then take a palette knife again, make sure it's even and flat at the top and bottom, lift it up and pop it onto your square, using a knife to ease it off the palette knife if you need to, so that you don't get it out of shape. If you've got more time, you can leave it to set hard before you pick it up and move it. That way it's not going to get out of shape. And there is your Lego logo, ready to put on top of your cake.